Hi Virgo, my name is Audrey Alison. Thanks for joining me for your March 2017 forecast for the month. It's snowing outside. I don't know if you can see it because it's kind of bright, but it's so beautiful. I had to just record today in the hopes that I would make some beautiful backdrop um, images for you. I'm using the Morgan Greer tarot deck, which I'm so into. I got this in New Orleans about 2 years ago, and I just started connecting with it the last 2 months or so. But I love the stars on the back, and I'll be shuffling throughout the astrological forecast. If you're new to the channel, it's an Astro tarot forecast, and I start with all of the astrological transits, some aspects, and then I get into pulling a few cards at the end. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I really appreciate the support. Let's get to the first aspect for Virgo. On the 2nd of March, due to Jupiter's retrograde through June 9th, it gives him the chance to meet up in direct opposition again with Uranus in the sign of Aries. It's a planet of revelation and progressiveness. There's nothing about Uranus that wants to see anything go back to 1945. So what's going to happen here on the 2nd is another experience worldly. I'm sure it'll manifest in different ways, but personally for Virgo, this will manifest in your money sectors. So you have Uranus in Aries in the 8th house, who's been there for 6 years or so, and Jupiter in Libra in the 2nd house of finance and budget. So this opposition, this 180-degree tug of war, is in the areas that has to apply with where your money's going, the increase of money, because Jupiter will help expand this, the shocking increase of money, perhaps, with Uranus, but it could be also the tension of who's investing in you, 8th house, investors, shared resources. Where's your money going? Who has it? Who's in the game? Who's not? This is going to apply somehow on the 2nd, so, and very differently for every Virgo, but you might find that there's an increase in your wealth at the top of the month. On the 4th, we have Venus. The 4th of March, we have Venus going retrograde. I want to say Mars all the time because Mars governs Aries and March, and that's the month we're in. So Venus retrogrades on the 4th at 13 degrees of Aries, and this is the 8th house again, so she's conjunct Uranus. And she retrogrades through April 15th, going direct at 26 degrees of Pisces. And then she goes all the way through this Aries sector again of your 8th house from the 28th of April through the 6th of June. So I feel like there is a review of where your money is, of who's using it, where it's going, what you can do with it. Maybe there's property that you're considering because of the 8th house. Maybe there is a wealth review with Venus, and maybe this has to do with your coupled money, your marriage money, because Venus in the 8th is your intimate connections as well. So there's development here with how you're earning, and Venus wants you to review all of this throughout March and half of April. On the 9th, Mars then enters Taurus, and this is the 9th house of higher education. Some Virgos are going back to school to get degrees and masters and PhDs in the 9th house, or foreign travel. Mars in the 9th is the perfect time on March 9th. Oh, March 9th, Mars in the 9th house. Interesting. Foreign travel, going the distance, getting out of your area, stamina and action and energy, which is all Mars, physicality. A nice trip ziplining to Costa Rica is what I'm getting. Being active, surfing, getting out on the beach and running and being physically energetic. And the 9th house could see travel because it's a great time to do it. Mercury's direct, and just before the vernal equinox, it would be a great time to take a trip. On the 12th, there's a full moon at 22 degrees in your sign. So a complete culmination for Virgo in the 1st house. What do you need to be aware of here? There's an unveiling for Virgo around the 12th. Something will be seen. A lot of Virgos might consider starting new health practices, but not on the full moon. Your best bet would be to wait till the cardinal ingress, the vernal equinox, or the new moon on the 27th. On the 13th, Mercury, your ruling planet, enters Aries, and again, the 8th house. Mercury conjunct Venus, conjunct Uranus. Details, information, analysis of shared resources, of your intimate relationships, of other people's money. Who's investing in Virgo? That's what I feel like asking. You might find the perfect investor with Mercury going over every detail with a fine-tooth comb in the 8th house. And then we have a week of reprieve between the 13th and the 20th. Not a lot of action. It's a great time to just hone it in and get your action aligned here, because on the 20th, that is a catalyst day that you don't want to miss. No one wants to miss this. And it is when the sun enters Aries. It is the first day of spring, the vernal equinox in the northern hemisphere, and the autumnal equinox in the southern hemisphere, but it's the cardinal ingress. And that's a time of fire and action. There are cardinal signs, there are mutable signs, and there are fixed signs. The cardinal signs of Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, those are the times where action is essential. And we are in a number 1 year in numerology. If you add 2017 together, you get the number 10, which is deduced to one number in numerology, numbers 1 through 9. We are in a number 1 year. The number 1 day, which is the 20th of March, it's the first day of the zodiac year. It's the day that starts the astrological calendar. And it's the number 1 month, the month of initiation. Yes, I know January is the number 1 month, but I'm talking about the astrological calendar. If you buy any horoscope book, it starts with Aries. If you buy any birthday book about birthdays, it starts on March 20th. And as an astrologer, that's my New Year's Day. One of them. So don't waste that day. And if you want to really have this time work for you, focus your intention on all things 8th house. Other people's money, intimacy, your intimate connections, sex, your sexual experience. It'll work for you. That's where all of this Arian energy is for Virgo. And on the 27th, our new moon at 7 degrees of Aries. New moon, Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Uranus, all in this sector, 8th house. So it is really about the elevation of your income, who is coming in to assist, and the right timing to make it so. Let's get to the cards. They're thoroughly shuffled, Virgo. And if you'd like to read with me, I read all through the week. This is my sole profession, and I'm excellent at it. So it's one thing I can actually just give myself credit for, so I'm taking it. But I love doing what I do. So if you're interested in reading with me, you can find me at audreyalison.com. You select your desired reading length via the PayPal button, and I'll get back to you in a few days with some times. All right, Virgo, your first card. Temperance. This is the sign of Sagittarius in the Tarot. It's the sign of the card of patience, moderation. She's pouring that water back and forth in sweet due time. In sweet due time, the path is yours. Victory is yours. This path leading to the sun. And on my alchemical deck, it also has a path leading to the sun. Wait it out. You see how one of her feet is dipping in the water and one of them isn't? She's testing the water out. Or is that a man? What the hell's happening? It's like a dude in a robe, or it's like a really androgynous chick with a horrible haircut. I can't decide. Either way, it's angelic. Look at the wings. It's not a human, really. It's just suggesting take your time a little bit. Temperance could be the element between the 13th and the 20th. That little waiting period before you press play. Let's see what else. Yeah, here we go. 4 of coins, money, money, money. 2nd house and 8th house. Saving money. This is the card of putting away. So a lot of Virgos are actually getting the opportunity to have money increase with Jupiter and then put some away for the rainy day fund. Seven of Swords. Some of you are carrying a little bit of strife and burden, maybe in the form of a communication or a non-communication because of the swords here. You decided to walk away from 2 swords while you're carrying the load of the rest with you. I don't like this card too much because it does suggest maybe thievery or someone stealing an idea. Idea because swords rule the mind. I'll see what else comes up. You have 2 more cards. 2 of Cups, relationship, intimacy, the 8th house, who you're connected with, your spouse, your monogamous relationship. Virgo needs to spend time getting intimate again. Maybe you let that go for a little bit and it's time to reconvene in that area. Last card, babies. What do I say? This is the highest earnings card. King of Pentacles is the 8th house, is the 2nd house. This is your money. I love this card. He's kind of cute. I'm thinking that, is that a helmet or is that his hair? I love a new deck because I get acclimated with it in the readings and I'm just trying to figure out what's happening with the hairdos. He means business. He's got his hand on the coin. He has all the grapes that he's picked from the vine, his harvest, earth, what you have harvested. This is an accumulation from the 4 of coins to the king, babies. Just with a little bit of time. You know what Temperance always tells me is 4 months. And that's just me. That's not the definition of that card. That's me as a reader. And I've had that message since I've been younger with that card. 4 months time. So maybe that applies to Virgo at this time. 4 months, 4 coins. Give something a little bit of time to accumulate. It's not like on the 20th, all your money is going to come filtering in. Could, but give it some time. Give it 4 months at this. And if someone's trying to take something from you, I would hate to think it's this. But if someone's trying to take some of this from you, make sure you know where all your money is going. Check your accountants out. Check out who's got their hands in your dough and interview them. Mercury in the 8th wants to see you interviewing accountants, interviewing Fidelity, interview the person in charge of your IRAs and your 401ks or whatever. Analyze it. Go through the details. Virgo, you love that shit. You could do that all day. That's who you are. You are details and analysis. So have that work for you, but in these sectors. Okay? Don't use it to discern judgment on others. Use it in your money sectors. I hope this was helpful. Have a sweet March, and remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.